We are running a daily report for Ingham County that will let them know how many overdoses, heroin overdoses, that have happened within the last 24, or let's say if it's over the weekend, over the last couple of days, so that they can keep track of the overdoses. And we also give them access to the patient information about who we've given Narcan to. So the group that we're working with is a group. Let me show you my screen here. The group that we're working with is Jessica Yorko, somebody I've never met, but she is processing just the information about heroin overdoses in the city. The people we're directly reporting to, though, are Tammy Maidlow as well as Derek Miller. Those are the two guys those are the two people that we directly report to. So I want to show you how to generate that report. So to generate that report, if you go into ESO, click on the and in ESO, we're going to go to ad hoc. This is a report that Chief Ortiz put together. And go into shared reports. And then there are a couple of Narcan usage ones, but you're going to want the one that says Narcan usage. Just click on that box. And then you just have to assign a date for the search. And so I'm going to search for, today is the 20th, so I'm going to search for the 19th, May, June, 19, and then I'll still do the 20th because that'll grab the stuff this morning as well. And then I'm going to hit run, and it will do that search. And any Narcan that we have administered, regardless of whether it's just coma of unknown origin or whatever, it will pop up here. So I have one here that apparently we don't know the patient's name because it's listed as citrus, but this is a Narcan event that I'm going to report to Ingham County. So the next thing to do is to export that to spreadsheet. And you can tell it happened because it went right up there. And now I'm going to click on that. And I'm just going to relabel it. I'm going to save it as the report for today's date. I have to enable editing. And then save as 062024 Narcan report. And I'm going to want to place that, not in my downloads, but I'm going to want to place that in my files. If I have one. There we go, Narcan reports. And that's just a file that I created on my own PC. And I'm going to save this. And from this point, the spreadsheet can just be cleaned up if we want to. So I enabled editing. So I'm just going to get rid of some of the stuff that we don't need here. I'm going to pull that out, put it at the bottom so I can get rid of that line. Now I get rid of that. It's at the top. All of this can now be shrunk back down, so we're... And all the information that they need is going to be here now. They surely know how to open up these fields to see the... Here I have no primary impression. That's interesting. Or second, oh no secondary impression. Okay, alter meta status. All right, so the next thing to do is to actually go into ESO again and get a quick summary of what the call was about. And so I'm going to go now out of my ad hoc report stuff here, and I am going to, there we go. I'm just going to look at the actual report. I could do that in the EHR section, or I could do it in our QC deal. So I'll just look up this here. And in order to do a sort in this, I need to open it up to all reviews, and I'm just going to select as a filter, I'm going to give it the run number that we had. And that run number is run number, I have to open this up to see it, 12531. So I'm going to type in 12531, and that will bring up that run. And there we go, Adam Puddle. Here I can now look at it. I'm just going to open it in the EHR. And first thing I'll do is just check out to see the age of the patient. So this was a 36-year-old male patient. And I'm going to send an email that I might as well start now. And this is going to go to Derek and Tammy. D. Miller, Tammy, D. Malo, Narcan report. And there was one, so I'm going to say 38-year-old male patient. I think that's what we saw. 36-year-old male patient. All right. 6-year-old male patient. And at this point, because this isn't secure, I'm going to just type in some nondescript information, but that is helpful. I just want to look and see, was this a, unresponsive unknown, or did they really think that it was a issue of an overdose? So for that, I got to go to my narrative, and patient vomiting, unresponsive, vomiting blood. Really, I'm just looking for, say, patient's eyes dilated. That doesn't sound like this is a heroin overdose. Sluggish, unequal, that's a bad deal. Placed on cot. Shows tachyarrhythm IV established. Pupils begin to constrict and Narcan given. Patients who regain alertness and struggles with EMA. Okay, wow. Looks like it is perhaps an overdose issue. I can't make sense out of why pupils were dilated to start with, but I will go ahead and just tell Derek and Tammy that this is a suspected, but not, I'll just say suspected heroin overdose. And say responsive. Okay. And then I'm going to attach this spreadsheet. And before I do that, I want to encrypt it in some way so that this patient information, I mean, this isn't very descriptive, but usually what happens is there's actually a patient's name there. So I'm going to go to my review categories, and I'm going to protect the workbook with a password, and it's just Narcan, Narcan, and Derek and Tammy, they know that that's what the password is going to be, so that's what they'll use to open it. And I will just tell it again here. And now, whenever I send them this email, it's in an encrypted fashion so that we're not throwing out people's patient information or HIPAA information that shouldn't be out there. I'm going to save that. I'm going to attach this. And that is how we get our Narcan information to the Ingham County. All right, so I'm sending it to the Ingham County Opioid Litigation Panel. That's what that is. Ingham County Opioid Addiction Panel. What does that stand for? I don't know. But that's the group that receives this information and processes it. And that's how we do an Narcan report.